If you are someone that is a go-getter, or you have a hustle mentality, or you're used to living in survival mode, or all of the above, I can almost guarantee you that there is something that you are not doing that you should be doing. And it's by far one of the hardest things you will have to learn how to do, especially as someone who is driven and ambitious. And what that thing is absolutely nothing. And I know that that sounds counterintuitive, and I'm not telling you to be passive about your goals. I'm not telling you to stop hustling and stop grinding. But what I am saying is that there is this thing called detachment, and it may be the missing link between you and what you want in the life that you want. My name is Drew, and on this channel, I make videos that will help you level up creatively and spiritually. Today's video is all about detachment, and I'm going to give you some practical steps at the end of this video that you can use to practice detachment and implement it into your own life. So let's get into it. I am somebody that is always on go. I have what people would call a hustler mentality, and I have spent the majority of my life living in survival mode. On top of that, though, I am into spirituality and manifestation and all the woo woo things. So I have studied manifestation for many, many years. And one key part about manifestation that I've never been able to grasp enough to do it on purpose is detachment. But when I reflect back on my life, I've realized that I have gotten everything I've wanted because I had a certain level of detachment. And over the last few months, I have been really working on working out my manifestation muscle. And I've been really trying to practice detachment and make it make sense to me. And I think I finally cracked the code. When people talk about manifestation and especially like detachment, they say things like, just let go, stop worrying about the outcome, stop wanting it so badly. And this advice is not wrong. It has just always felt so incomplete because it's like, okay, like I get it, but how? How do I stop wanting it so badly? How do I stop worrying about the outcome? Especially when it's something to do with like your livelihood and your stability and your security, and you're wanting something like money or a job. Telling someone that is already desperate and already in a state of lack to just like stop worrying about the outcome and not want it so badly is kind of like telling someone that's drowning to just relax. Like, it's damn near impossible. I mean, you want what you want, period. And I'm someone that believes that God, the universe, whatever you believe in, puts certain desires on your heart for a reason. So I don't think detachment is about trying to stop what you want. I think it's about taking the desperation out of it. When I look back at my life, there has been so many things that I have manifested unknowingly using detachment. One story that I can tell you is that I was a senior in high school. I played soccer all of my life, and it was halfway through my senior year, and I hadn't gotten any offers to play at the college level. We would go to like these tournaments and these showcases where college recruiters would be, and it was one of the last tournaments of the year. And I remember going to this tournament, and it was me and my mom sitting in the car. I just felt this wave of calmness come over me. And I looked at my mom and I said, you know what, Mom? Like, I've been playing soccer since I was 7. I have broken records. I have made friends through soccer. I've been able to travel. I've had so many opportunities happen for me because of soccer. And yes, I want to play at the collegiate level, but what I'm going to do is give my all at this tournament. And if I walk away from this tournament and I still don't have any offers, then I'm going to let it go. I'm not going to focus on soccer anymore. I'm going to focus on academics and all the things because, you know, I'm a smart girl. Like, I still had academic scholarships going for me. So I was like, I am just going to pivot. If I walk away from this with nothing, I'm going to pivot, and I know that I'm going to be okay. And that's exactly what I did. I played my ass off in that tournament, and I walked away with 2 offers to play at the collegiate level. And I realized that that manifested for me because of my willingness to surrender to the moment and to detach from it. And so over the last few months, when I've been trying to figure out how to detach on purpose and like reflecting back on my life and all the things that I've manifested, I realized that all of this time I've been asking myself the wrong question, and I had to reframe my mindset. All this time I thought that detachment meant asking yourself, how do I stop wanting this so badly? But that is the wrong question. The right question is, how do I become okay whether I get what I want or not? That moment in my senior year of high school in the car with my mom, I decided that I was going to be okay because I was going to be okay. I had a lot of other things going for me, and I I wanted this thing, but I was like, you know what? Like, I've had a good run, and if it's not for me, it's not for me. I think what was so hard for me about it is that I was so wrapped up in what I wanted identity wise. Like being an athlete, playing soccer, that was my identity. I was playing it since I was 7 years old. So I was like, who would I be without being an athlete, without soccer? And I think that aspect scared me. Once I let go and I opened up and showed the universe that I was willing to become someone different, just things just fell into my lap. The truth is that all of your life up until the moment that you had this particular desire, whatever it is, you have been okay. You have had things work out for you. You have people that love you. I mean, I'm sure you have been in states of lack and desperation throughout your life, but like up until you wanting this particular thing that you're so stressed about, you have been okay. So what makes you think that if you don't get it, you're not going to be okay still? Detachment is not about removing the desire. It's about deciding that you are going to be okay if your desire comes into fruition or not. And I know that's easier said than done. Once again, especially when it has to do with like money, your job, a relationship, your livelihood, your security, your stability. When you are in a state of desperation like this, it's really hard to detach when everything you do consists around this desire. It consumes every thought, every action, and every moment of your day. And it's really hard to just sit there and be like, you know what? I'm going to be okay. When you know that there's things going on in the background, when you know that there's things that need to be done, people that need to be taken care of, people that are relying on you, bills that need to be paid. I know that it's easier said than done, but I'm telling you guys, manifestation does not work unless you have a slight sense of detachment. So I'm going to go over some things that I have been doing over the last 3 months to practice detachment and implement it into my life. And I swear, guys, it has been working. Things are just falling into my lap. And every day I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I cracked the code. So I wrote the steps down. And the thing about these steps, there's 4 of them. They all are very similar and they all kind of connect, and you can't do one without the other. So I'm just going to go over each and every one and kind of tell you what I've been doing and explain it the best way that I can. So the first step to embody detachment is to shift your focus, not your desire. And this goes back to what I was talking about before, that it's not about not wanting the thing and not desiring the thing. It's about deciding that you're going to be okay regardless. Whenever I'm in a state of lack, whenever I'm desperate, I have to remind myself that there are still things that I enjoy doing. There's still things that are working out for me. Being present in your life really helps with detachment. And I know that when we're in a state of lack and when we're desperate, we're not very present. We're either stuck in the past or we're stuck in the future. We're never present. Whenever I find that I am obsessing over something, that I'm trying to control a situation, that it's consuming all of my thoughts and my actions and my time, I have to take a step back and say, hey, this is getting in the way of me enjoying my life. So, what can I do right in this moment to make sure that I'm still living my life? For me, it's taking a walk, it's sitting out in nature like this, it's going to work out. These are all things that make me happy. It's going to lunch with my friends, it's making YouTube videos, it's creating. I have to keep doing things that I enjoy, because when you're in a state of lack and when you're in a state of desperation, those are very low frequencies. I don't know how you expect to manifest when you're in a low frequency. You have to be at the highest frequency. And how do you get there? You decide to bring joy into your life. You go out and you live your life and you do things that bring you joy so that you can operate at the highest frequency possible. I know it's hard. I know you want this thing. I know that it's taking over every thought. I know that you feel like you're not going to be okay without this thing, but I promise you that you will be. I promise you that things will work out. You just have to continue to live your life. When I'm in a state of desperation, it manifests itself as depression. So I used to spend a lot of time just sulking in bed. Like I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to see the light of day. And every time that happens, I have to consciously decide what kind of person I want to be, because the person I want to be does not want to be crying in bed all day. So I have to be like, you know what, Drew, you're going to get up. You're going to go outside. You're going to listen to the birds chirp. You're going to feel the sun on your skin. And every time I decide to be somebody different that day, I always feel better. This is a muscle that you have to work out. This is something that you have to keep doing. You can't just do it one time and expect things to just come in for you. This is a muscle. So you have to be consistent with it. You have to constantly find ways to up your frequency and to find joy and bring joy and be present. And that's when things will start to fall into your lap. The second thing to do is do the work and let it be enough. I'm a hustler. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a go-getter. I spend a lot of my time with my head in my laptop, with my head in a journal. I'm plotting. I'm constantly trying to figure out who I can contact. I'm coming up with business ideas constantly. This all goes back into step number 1 of shifting your focus and being present. You can do the work. As a matter of fact, manifestation requires you to do work. So for instance, if you need a job, you need a new job really, really bad, and you're in a state of lack and desperation, and you're experiencing obsessive behavior, you need to just, for one, step back, and you need to realize that you can only do what you can do. I mean, make it a point every single day to apply to 10 jobs, write 10 cover letters, reach out to 5 HR recruiters. And then after that, close the laptop and let that be enough. You did the work for the day. Sitting on the couch, constantly checking your email, constantly just whirring and rocking back and forth like a crazy person, it's not going to help that manifestation come in any faster. You did the work. Now go outside. Go hang out with your friend. Go hang out with a loved one. Go see a movie. Go to a nice dinner. I understand how we can let our work consume us. And when things are not working out, we start to question our worth and wonder if we're just not good enough or if we're doing enough. Sometimes maybe you aren't doing enough. Maybe you need to step it up. But if you're anything like me, you're probably doing enough times 10. So do the work and let it be enough and go enjoy your life. Step 3 is notice when you're trying to control a situation and then let it go. This kind of ties in to the first 2 steps, guys. Detachment is all about awareness. In order to detach, you have to be aware of what state that you're in. And I know that this explanation for step number 3 is really short, but this brings me into step 4, because step 4 is work from fullness and recognize what lack feels like in your body. When you are in a state of lack, where do you feel it in your body? For me, desperation and lack manifests in my chest and in my gut. I feel like I could throw up. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. I make jokes and say I'm having heart attack symptoms. It's not a joke. Sometimes I really think I'm having heart attack symptoms. So I had to be aware of what these negative frequencies and these negative emotions feel like in my body, so that whenever I'm feeling them, I can release them. The working from fullness means that when you're working from a state of desperation, everybody can feel it. Everybody can feel when you're desperate. Everyone can see when you're desperate. It shows in your voice, it shows in your mannerisms, and it's not a cute look. People run away from desperation. So when you're doing work, do it from a state of just pure bliss. Do the work because it's a privilege. Do it because you get to do it. Instead of saying oh, I have to do this today, I have to do this work today, say, you know what? I get to do this work today. I get to do this, because not everybody gets to do what you're doing. Recognize any negative self-talk that you're having. I am very prone to negative thoughts. Sometimes I'm oof, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. Imposter syndrome takes over. I'm doubting myself constantly. And then I have to realize what I'm doing. I have to realize what this lack feels like in my body and how it's manifesting into my thoughts. And then I have to release it. I have to decide to be someone different. And I say, you know what? That's not true. And then I make a list of reasons why it's not true. I am good enough. I've had this success. I have achieved these things. This is just something new for me. This is a new step in the road, and I'm going to figure it out. I know what it's like to want something so bad that you don't know if you'll be okay without it. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, job, career. For me, I have stressed a lot in my life about my job and my career and money and my livelihood. I have lived in a state of survival mode where I didn't know if I was going to be okay. I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. Like, I'm in debt. Every day I could stress, but I've really just been trying to be more aware and more present in my life because, yeah, like, these things do suck. These things are stressful. But at the end of the day, all I can do is what I can do. There are things happening behind the scenes that I don't even know about. There are things working in my favor, people talking about me. There are parts moving behind the scenes that I don't even know about, that I wouldn't even be able to control if I wanted to. So, all I can do is decide to be a better person, to be more present, and to live my life and just operate at the highest frequency possible. Say what you want out loud. Say it loud and proud, and then go live your life. That is essentially what detachment is, guys. I like literally when I figured it out, I was like, how have I missed this? It's taken me 30 years to finally figure out what detachment really is. It's saying what you want, working towards it, letting it be enough, and then living your life in the highest frequency possible. That is fucking crazy. So now I just ask you to reflect on your life. Think of all the times you have manifested something unknowingly. Let me tell you a secret. You've definitely have been manifesting your entire life. It's impossible that you haven't. We manifest whether we know it or not, whether it's negative things, whether it's positive things. But I want you to reflect on your entire life and see if there is anything that has manifested itself because you detached from it and surrendered to the experience and to the moment. What is it that you desire? What is it that you're holding on to too tight? These are all questions that you have to ask yourself. And then the main one being, lastly, how do you become okay regardless? And write down a list. What are some things that bring you joy? Who brings you joy? And then surround yourself with more of that. Take your mind off of it. That is what detachment is. Just take your mind off of it, live your life, do what you can. I hope this video resonated with you, and I hope that I was able to help shift your perspective on detachment. Please feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know some things that you've manifested in the past unknowingly. Maybe let me know what you're currently trying to manifest now. Just let me know your thoughts on detachment and how that whole journey is going for you. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.